I'm Jonica from Jonica Cooks. Today, to egg wash or not, that is the question. Many recipes for baked goods call for an egg wash, or another kind of wash, to be brushed on the item before it is baked. Sometimes there are instructions for brushing a baked good immediately after pulling it out of the oven. For the most part, none of them are truly necessary, but let's test the different effects the different washes can have on a batch of biscuits, so you can make the decision for yourself. First, what is an egg wash? If your recipe does not specify the ingredients for the wash, but tells you to brush on an egg wash, here's what you need. For every 1 large egg, you add about 1 tablespoon of water. That's it. If you use medium or extra large eggs, just adjust your water portion down or up slightly as necessary. Mix those ingredients together really well with a fork or a whisk. I'm just using 1 egg in a small bowl, so I'm using a salad-sized fork to mix mine up. Really try to break up the egg snot. Yes, I just said egg snot. My mom was told it was healthy to feed us homemade raw eggnog when we were kids. I always called the mucousy egg whites that didn't mix in all the way the egg snot. Makes me gag a little thinking about it. So mix that stuff up really well. Now let's get to the test. The first row will have nothing brushed on it before or after baking. The second row will be brushed with milk. Today I used lactose-free 2% milk. The third row will be brushed with melted salted butter before baking, and the fourth row will be brushed with melted salted butter after baking. The fifth row will be brushed with the whole egg wash I just made. The sixth and final row will be brushed with an egg white wash. Here they are. I pulled them out of the oven when every row had at least a little bit of light browning. Just need to brush the butter on row 4. And now for the results. The ones with no wash at all have the least amount of color on top. The top crust has no special features. The biscuits brushed with milk browned a little bit more, and as I pull it apart you can see there is a defined top crust, though it's not exactly crunchy. The biscuits brushed with butter before baking have slight browning, but to be honest, the top crust has no special features. This biscuit had melted butter brushed on as soon as I took the pan out of the oven. It gave the biscuit top a little more color and actually created a little bit of a crust upon cooling. The biscuit with the whole egg wash has a very defined crust that is shiny and smooth to the touch. It gave the biscuit the most color of all the test subjects. And finally, this biscuit brushed with egg white wash also was shiny, though a little less than the last one. The crust was defined like the whole egg wash biscuit, but it didn't develop as much color. So my favorite, personally, I liked the one brushed with melted salted butter as soon as I pulled it from the oven. It added flavor to the top of the biscuit, sort of like the salty side of a cracker. Yum, right? But for some other baked goods, you can understand how the egg washes can have a dramatic effect. See here this sourdough cinnamon bread star I brushed with a whole egg wash. It helped develop color and also gave it a beautiful shine, which is nice to see on a special bread. The bottom line, if you forget the egg wash on your baked goods, it's not the end of the world. But next time, how's about experimenting and learning what your own preferences are with the baked goods you make at home? Thank you for visiting Jonica Cooks.